Hello, Huskies back again with more Washington Capitals GM mode, franchise mode commentary. Last video we kicked off season 6, 5, 6. I think this is 6. Yeah, this is 6. We're off to a rough start. We have a decent, team put together. I made some moves at the end of last video to kind of see what could fix this team, and I have a couple more moves I want to make this video. I've already made these moves, so I know they work. Nope, not Lindbergh. It's just kind of retooling our defense a little bit. Torrey Krug is nothing but negative for this team, so I'm just gonna 1-for-1 him to Arizona for, what's this, Michael Stone? Yeah, Michael Stone. He's a two-way defender. He's more defense oriented, which I need. I don't need an offensive forward or offensive defenseman like Krug. So bringing in Stone should help. Saves me a little bit of cap space. I probably just have to put him in where Krug was. And one other move I'm gonna make this video is this 6D spot. The 6D spot where Kulak is currently is gonna get changed. I'm gonna leave Stone on that third pairing for the time being, and I'm gonna actually make a trade to Boston to bring over Zach Werenski. Not the greatest offensive guy, but he's got 90 poise. He's got good defense. He's a decent grab. I mean, ideally I get a defensive. Brendan Dillon's actually, he's 34. He's a top 4 defenseman though. Like, I kind of wanted a top 16 man, but a defensive defenseman sounds good as well. He's only got 70. Oh, he's got 78 points. Now I'm just gonna get Werenski, and to do this, I just have to send them. Nope, not Yakupov. This Orpik kid. And we'll just go to matching block and give them this Helmerson. So 2 unsigned rookies for Werenski. Now I think I overpaid a little bit, just a teeny bit, but I'm not too upset with that because those kids aren't ever gonna make this team. I'm not gonna be here when they make the team or would have made the team. I'm trying to take the most out of these 2 seasons. So Kulak gets scratched for... Oh, I have to call him up, don't I? Nope. Options. Roster moves. I have to call Werenski up. Werenski. I have to call you up. Alright, so do that. And then I'm actually going to send down Klein. Yeah, I don't care if he lost morale. That doesn't really bother me. If this dude had face-offs, I'd call him up for that 4th line spot instead of Josefson, but that 4th line's doing pretty good, so I don't want to mess with it. Alright, so defense. Kulak with Werenski. Bush. It's a good bottom pair in Stone and Werenski. Stetcher, Larson, Pouliot, Carlson. Then last video I traded for Braden Shen and Lucas Elvenas. Elvenas? I don't know. He's got 96 and 95 shooting power. His poise is a little shitty, but our poise across the board is pretty shitty, to be honest. It's just our bottom 6. I'm interested to see if Sprong will do well on that second line. I'm hoping he does. He needs to do well on that second line. I don't exactly have a sniper on this third line, but I have 2 guys that shoot the puck hard, so they should be able to score regardless. Yeah, we're gonna go back and get into the sim. We should have a 91 defense again. Yeah, we do. See if we can make this playoff push. And I did these trades a little earlier than usual, because I have noticed in the past that it takes some getting used to. It's like a feeling out process. So I want the team to mesh before we get to like a playoff push or something. We are 16 and 19. We're not looking that hot. If we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm gonna see what's in free agency and maybe only do one more season. The only way I do an 8th season, which would be a 3rd season, a 2nd season after this one, is if we win the cup next year, and I want to try to defend. We lost both those games. Yep. We're still struggling. I mean, it's a bit better than when we started, but we're still struggling a bit. Considering that the Metros are really kind of taken off in terms of points, we're gonna need to string something together here soon, or else I'm gonna scrap the season and maybe trade Rasmussen. But I'll wait and see. Once we get to the trade deadline, I'll look and see how our stats are looking. Because Rasmussen's got really good trade value. So I could trade him for Nail Yakupov for a 2nd and 2 scrubs. Why do they want to trade me Yakupov? Sniper 85. 85 poise. Like, he'd be probably a good fit on that 2nd line. I put Sprung down. What do they want? They want a 2nd and 2 guys at 20 years old, 23. You know what? I'll take that. That's fine. And let's take a look at what we've got here. So now, is he on this roster? He is. Alright, so let's play around a bit. Because I like Sprung on the 2nd line. Because he shoots the puck. I have to write just best lines this. Swap those two. And these two. So I got Sprung up here. He has 16 goals, so he's doing good. But I feel like he'll keep doing good on this 3rd line. The only issue with this 3rd line is I can't put Embrich down a line. I have to put Lucas down a line. He doesn't have the best defense, but he's got good goal scoring. So that makes me think that this 4th line will be okay if I move him down. I move him down, I move Sprung down. This line loses. This line doesn't have any defense now. And I dress Yakupov. Does Yakupov have defense? Because I could put him on the 3rd line. No, not really. Alright, he shoots left, so he should be over here. He's also got a lot of poise, and that allows me to spread out my poise a bit. We'll see how this works. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. Worst comes to worst, he's trade bait after an off season. Ideally, that honestly gets me just another person to score goals, because I had only 2 snipers previous, and we're struggling to score goals since making that trade. Alright, well. Yeah, Lucas is going to be unhappy playing on that 4th line. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have made that trade. I think Lucas will survive a season with playing on the 4th line without being too unhappy. There we go, there's some wins. So Yakupov had 10 goals when he came here, I think. If you can be in my AHL team, I'll claim you. 26, 25, and 6. 27, 20. Derek Pouliot. Shit. We'll edit lines manually. Fuck, that sucks. We'll put Larson on the 1st line. And I'll dress Kulak. Alright, Stetcher's back up to an 85, which is good. Hopefully Stone's not unhappy. Oh no, he's fucking ecstatic about Werenski. He's happy too. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna stop the thing at the trade deadline. Oh, Detroit's finally doing good. Yeah, they beat us 7-2, goddamn. Marco Scandella. I really don't have a need for a defenseman. That's just 78 overall defenseman. Yeah, no thanks. I saw that Minnesota got Prakowski on the trade block. I wonder if he's gotten too old for them. I don't want Scandella. I'm sure my trade block is set to want veterans. Go away. I don't want them. Alright, so we've lost quite a few games here. I don't want Scandella. Yeah, we lost 4 straight and we gave up a ton of goals. So I think that our defense really took a hit making that deal. Like, we have a 96 offense, but our defense is rather lackluster. Let's see. Yakupov has 13 goals. Sprong has 18. Sprung has 3-star defenseman. This 4th line is plummeted since putting Lucas there. Alright, I gotta change something. Put Lotta back on there and maybe I scratch somebody. 25 goals, 15 goals, 14 goals, 1 goal, 9 goals, 13, 18 for Sprong, 11 for Pouliot, 13 for Lucas, 10 for Stetcher. Yeah, minus 23. That 3rd pairing is trash. It's absolutely terrible. Werenski's a minus 23, and who's he playing with? Stone's a minus 7. So maybe he's a minus 23 from his old team. Because they were 9 and 20 something. So that might be what that's from. But that 2nd pairing is still struggling at minus 10. The only line that's doing well, plus minus, was my first line. And Embers for some reason. Goaltending. Hope he's not doing the best. Neither's. Why are they splitting so much time? I wonder if it's because Holtby got hurt. It's probably because Holtby got hurt. Eichel has 81 points. Nyquist has 75. Owen Tippett, he's made the NHL now. Still no, like, young players taking over the point races. I mean, Eichel and Reinhardt are young. It's really it though. Like, there's no Nolan Patrick, there's no Kristen Vesalainen. I mean, there's Austin Matthews, but I mean, still the rookies don't seem to be getting the job done for teams. Oh, there's Nolan Patrick. He has 50 points. I mean, it's not doing bad, but 50 points. I mean, Liney's got 50 points, and he's 5 points less. It's alright. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my edit lines page. See if I can figure something out here. So this 3rd line was doing well. I just have one too many snipers now. I'm starting to regret trading for Yakupov because he doesn't have the greatest shot. Maybe I just scratch Yakupov and call it a day. Just kind of say that was a deal that shouldn't have been made and move on with the rest of the season. I also need to when Pouliot comes back, that'll be different. Yeah, I think I'm just going to chalk that Yakupov thing up as a bad move and go back to what was working. I'll leave him as a healthy scratch in case somebody gets hurt. We're 3 points out of a... Well, actually, I don't know where the wildcard spot is. I have to go back and look. Because we're 10 points back in our division. I'm assuming the wild card is both coming out of the Atlantic. Yeah, the Atlantic has 72 points for the wild card. So we really need to kick it into gear. We're 11 points out of the wild card and 10 points out of our division. We need to win probably 70% of our games for the rest of the season. And I'm not sure this team is capable of doing that. So if I miss the playoffs... Oh, Carlson's hurt. Great. If I miss the playoffs, I'm only doing one more season. Pouliot should be back soon, right? Well, Carlson's back at least. How long's Pouliot out for? Yakupov was playing defense. Yeah, so if I miss the playoffs, I'm only doing one more season regardless. And try to just make the best out of that last season. And then we will move on to our relocation GM mode, which I have decided will be moving Winnipeg somewhere. I'll probably move them. I don't know where I'll move them, honestly. Central Division team. I know one mention was Seattle. Derek Pouliot's back good. I'll try to move him to Seattle. The only issue with that is it depends on what city actually wants a team, because some cities don't want teams. Like for some reason, Quebec City never wants a team when you try to relocate, and you can only negotiate with cities that want your team. We're not playing good enough hockey to make the playoffs right now. Back-to-back wins. That's 3 in a row. And then we lose. We had to win like 6 or 7 in a row to even be able to sniff the playoffs. Yeah, we're still losing games. I don't think that Yakupov trade necessarily hurt our chances at the playoffs. I tried something drastic and it didn't work. And now he's a healthy scratch. We have, I don't know where we're at. What's our record? We have 77 points. So now we're 16 points behind the third place team. Yeah, they have 93 points. We have 77. Yeah, so we're 16 points behind the Penguins. Unless there was some, like, major drop off here. Tampa Bay has 86. We have 70. So we're 9 points back in the wild card spot. We have to basically win out the rest of our games to even have a shot to be close. And we're having trouble just winning a game. I don't know what it is about GMO, but it gets real slow once you get later in them. Like shit starts loading. So we have what, 7 games left? We have 6 games left. Oh, and Carlson's hurt. Great. Yeah, we're not making the playoffs. Yeah, that first loss pretty much guarantees us not making the playoffs. Can't even stay above 500. Like, this is terrible. Oh, fuck it. Just fucking best lines it. I don't care. The season's over. Alright, we'll have one last run next season. This is fucking terrible. This team sucks. This team is absolutely horrendous. Alright, well basically what it's going to come down to is I'm going to hope that the off-season free agency is nice to us. Because that's really the only thing I have left I can try. I've got a bunch of cap space. I'm going to hope that there's a big name out there I can grab, or you can maybe just trade Rasmussen for somebody big. Because I'm out of ideas and I'm out of patience. Cause I don't know. I don't know, man. I think once I traded Ovechkin and we missed, once we won 52 games and we lost in the first round, I think that's the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. That was pretty much where my interest died with this team. Was once we finally had a good run and we got lost in 6. I think that really killed this for me. Philadelphia's got my first round pick because of Braden Shen. They're picking top 10. Tyler Bozak, Kevin Klein, that's fine. Neither of them are playing. Goaltenders, nobody. So I'm not going to sign Yakupov. I know he's a free agent. Malkin retired. Bergeron retired. That's really it. Alright, well, let's look at Stat Central before I end this to see how our team actually did. Line A ended with 71 points. That's not bad. Somebody's 30 goal scorer. Yeah, 34 goals. Sprung ended with 28 goals. Like, that's really good. That's what he needs to do. Carlson, Embridge, Rasmussen. Like, the team fixed itself once I made those moves. Like, once I put Yakupov scratched and... So I had the right idea. I think I just need to improve. I mean, Rasmussen had 40 points. I mean, it's not the best, but maybe 39. Embridge had 40. Like, I want to make a big move to bring in, like, a... to bring somebody big in. But I'll have to wait and see. Stanley Cup goes to Toronto. The Panthers won the President's Trophy. It was the Ducks and the Leafs. The Ducks went back-to-back years, and they didn't win it either year. Nyquist won the Art Ross. Eichel won the Hart. Norris went to Riley. Tippett won the Lady Byng and the Calder. Atkinson won the Conn Smythe. Gibson won the Vezina and the Jennings. Masterson goes to Brendan Dillon. Should have traded for him. Eichel won the Selke and the Lindsay. And the Richard went to Tarasenko. How many goals Tarasenko had? Sagan, he had 50, it looks like. He had 55. Wow. Eichel at 102 or 100 points. Nyquist at 102. Who was on Eichel or Nyquist's line? It was scoring because he wasn't. Oh, and Tippett. That makes sense. There's probably Larkin, Tippett, and Nyquist. It could have been Tatar actually. Shfenikov. Oh, so Detroit finally got good. I mean, they didn't win anything, but they got good. Who's our goalie? Marek Mrazek. And, they don't have a goalie, so that's probably why they're struggling. Alright, well, I'm going to call it there. Yeah, we've got one more offseason and one more season with this team. Toronto beat the Leafs in 5. They knocked out the President's Trophy winners in 7. Yeah. So we have one more offseason and one more season with this team. I'll see what I can do in the offseason. Maybe I'll just go balls to the wall. Trade Rasmussen for a veteran, like an 87 or 88. Play him on the third line. Maybe move Draisaitl for a 90-something. I'll figure something out. But yeah. As always, comment if I should make any big moves to kind of make that one last playoff run. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed. Also leave a like for a new GM starting soon. We're gonna get that Winnipeg relocation starting hopefully soon. I'm gonna try to start it before I go home for hockey, because I won't be able to make videos over the weekend. But we'll see. I want to stream the creation, so we'll see. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.